What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to Crypto Kings. My name is Jason, and today we'll be going over Hex's unique and incredible T-share system. Now, we're going to check out what's going on with Hex's price, take a look at an update from the CoinMarketCap lawsuit, and finally, go over the conspiracy of PulseChain speculated launch. So without further ado, let's dive in. So everyone knows about Hex, but what are the T-shares and what makes them so special? So it's really all about the shares, and the shares are more rare than Hex itself. So why is it known as an economic breakthrough? It gets people a lock for 15 years, and that's a hard lock. It's a variable price system based on network participant behavior, monetizing time, time value of money, and delayed gratification in ways that have never been done before. This consensus network method, based on monetizing time, is the first in the history of the world. Now, two key points is the length at which people are locking with a game theory around that, and the share price ratcheting mechanism. So the share price modulates to ensure longer always pays better than shorter. The share price always increases forever to cancel out the gains that anyone makes, regardless of new all-time highs of Hex price or ROI. So when you stake Hex, a log occurs. You receive your T-shares, then when you end your stake when you say you will, you mint your own Hex. The system says you can never buy more shares than you originally had unless you stake for longer or more. So the guy running the code, which is you when you stake, ratchets up the share price, and that can only be done by network participants. Once a day, someone tracks the daily stats and adjusts the T-share price up accordingly. So what are the limitations on interest? The newly minted coins are based on how many T-shares you have relative to everyone else. Hex is set to inflate yearly at a 3.69%. So depending on what percentage of T-shares you own in the system, you will proportionally be rewarded with the appropriate amount of interest. As well, with the same proportions in mind, when someone does not stay good for their word on their stakes and decides to emergency end stake, they get heavily penalized. Now, their penalties are then distributed amongst all other T-share holders as well. So let's take a look at go.hex.com and take a look at what's going on when you actually stake your Hex. So in the first box, you get to choose how much you would like to stake. Below, you get to choose for how long you would like to stake, which can be anywhere from 1 day to 5,555 days, or 15 years. Here, we'll see the share price at 19,296 Hex per T-share. Now, every day, we will see this number increase as more stakes end. So, for an example here, I put up 10,000 Hex for 365 days, and that will reward me with 0.621 T-shares. Now, your T-shares pay out every day, and right now the current rate for that is 5.9 Hex per T-share. So to kind of understand a little bit better of how everything works, let's also take a look at if we were to stake the amount of 19,296 Hex, or for 1 T-share. Now when we stake for 365 days, we get that 20% interest. As we can see, we have our staked T-shares at 1.199, or basically 20% more than what we're paying in. So if we did 3,650 days, we're looking at about a 3x, 0.2 times 10 years, plus 2, and that gets us 3 T-shares. So with T-shares always continuously going up in price as stakes end, people look to go past that 10-year mark, which is the last you receive interest on your T-shares. Anything past that, all the way up to 15 years, stays the same. You still get the same amount of staked T-shares. But why are people staking for 15 years then? When they're not getting any more interest? It's because the price of these T-shares are going to be significantly lower now than they will be in 10 years. So in 10 years, if you want to restake, we could even see 100,000 Hex per T-share. Really, without a doubt. Because look at this chart over here, the T-share daily close price in USD. As designed, it goes up and to the right. So as more Hex is required per T-share, The price also has a little bit of an impact on it, but the share price will always go up. So, locking in your share price pays out huge down the road. Next, I'd like to take a look at Hex Vision and show you guys where you could actually track some of the penalties that go on when people emergency end stake. So here at Hex Vision, we already clicked on the Hex Penalties tab, and I've already set up the network to go for the last 30 days. And here we see that there has been 36,353,000 hex that have been penalized. It tracks everything from the hex address, showing their penalty amount, how much they had staked, and the average days served versus staked. So it's a really cool tool. Hex Vision provides a lot of great charts, graphs, and you can even check out what the Ethereum gas fees are and when some of the best times are to transact. Alright, so let's hop over to Twitter now. And if you haven't already, check out my page, give me a follow, and keep up to date with all the information needed on Hex and PulseChain here. But first, one great account that I love is the Max Length Stake Bot. Now this is just a bot that goes through every transaction that is made, but posts about every stake that was staked for 15 years or 5,555 days. We see 1,333, 2,200, 50,000, and their expected payouts. Through here, I've been tracking for weeks on months now, and I've been tracking hundreds of thousands of dollars to millions of dollars locked up for 15 years on this page. Now, if that doesn't say anything of what you think the long-term price is going to be, as more hex is getting taken out of circulation, the supply is limited, and it's going to be taken out for a long time. 15 years is no joke. It's locked, it's gone, it's out of circulation. With an increasingly limited supply, price typically does one thing, as the demand keeps growing. Now next, I'd like to show you a quick little chart, just comparing Hex, Ethereum, and Bitcoin. I know a lot of you have been worried about Hex's price dip, which is a typical sign that you're probably new to the space and don't fully understand what's going on. So let's backtrack. Let's take a look at the full 700 days that Hex has been around and compare it to Ethereum and Bitcoin. We see here that in the first 700 days, Bitcoin only went up by 82% from its launch price. Ethereum did a lot better, 8,433%. And now, 700 days into Hex, we are up 94,383%. And that is after dropping from all-time highs of 55 cents down to 18 cents. We are still up. It is still looking good. The system's doing exactly what it was programmed to do. So beyond that, let's take a look at another chart that Richard Hart posted, just to kind of give you a little more confidence on what's going on. So here Richard Hart tweeted, "Where on this chart has a 67% dip not been a wonderful opportunity?" Now zooming in, we see minus 81%, that lasted for 20 days, a minus 65% correction. Can't read the one back there, but we got minus 67% correction here, another minus 86, minus 54%, minus 45%, minus 48%, minus 63%, and now minus 65%. Yeah, in the short term, it sucks, it doesn't look good, but look at what it did over 700 days. Compared to every other coin, Bitcoin has gone through these corrections as well. Not nearly as fast as Hex has, but after each of these very heavy corrections, Hex is still outperforming them hands down. And really, I get pretty excited when I see a 40 to 70% correction. I'm telling my friends, my family, hey, check out this opportunity. This is what's done every time before. And what happens after? We always see new all-time highs. So it might take a little bit of time. There's no certainty on when we will hit new all-time highs. But for me, it's a really good sign that the market is healthy, it's holding higher lines of support, and it'll continue going up from there. So with these kind of prices, I'm very bullish on what's going to come in the next few months. Before we jump into the speculation on PulseChain's launch, let's take a look at Johnny Chaos's page, as he's one of the guys that started the lawsuit against CoinMarketCap. So he posted an update on November 4th, saying a CMC suit update. They have responded so no default judgment. If we didn't scare them for our naha moments, we would be filing to seize their assets today. Now, it is an active case, and now their bills are starting to run up. They have no more news until the gavel drops. So progress is being made. The lawsuit for CoinMarketCap is in progress, and hopefully this will bring virality by either having Hex listed as a rightful spot on number 3 in the market cap. For the moment you all been waiting for, let's dive into the conspiracy of when PulseChain may be launching. So, on November 4th, Richard Hart tweeted out a little bit of a strange tweet. He said, for the longest time, people have been asking me what my birth time is. Here it is, October 9th, 1979 at 11:18 p.m. I don't know the seconds. Birth time. I'm not sure about you, but who really cares about your birth time? Why would he randomly just tweet this out of the blue either on November 4th and 11:18 p.m.? 11:18 also stands for November 18th. PM could stand for PulseChain Mainnet. Another reason to kind of back up that 11:18 launch date potentially is from Brent Morrisley, who was the chief marketer for Hex when they were launching. And recently, on November 2nd, he tweeted out, when do you think PulseChain Snapshot will be happening? Today, November 19th, December 2nd, or none of the above. He typically knows a lot more about what's going on behind the scenes than anyone else. So November 19th definitely took me by surprise when I saw him tweet about this before Richard posted that other tweet. And not many people thought it'd be November 19th. But then after November 4th and Richard tweeted about 11:18 p.m., he also tweeted on November 6th, somewhere in the world, the 18th of November will be at the same time as the 19th of November elsewhere in the world. So what does that mean? Going back even a little further, he also teased on October 30th, saying, I don't mean to tease, but if you knew what I know, you would buy more Hex. A lot more. Just saying. From the start, I figured he knew something about what's going on. Going through these heavy price dips in Hex as well shows pretty bullish for me on a launch, potentially, or for Snapshot on November 18th. Maybe even a launch on December 2nd then, on Hex's 2-year anniversary. They have the London party going on, so what would be a better time than to announce that the PulseChain mainnet is launching than at a huge event with a lot of people, a lot of excitement going on. And I know they're filming it for the documentary, so it would be some pretty cool footage as well. So let me know what you think of all this. I would love your input, see where you're theorizing about, and what day PulseChain might be launching, or a Snapshot. Thank you everyone for joining me, and I hope I was able to shed some clear light on Hex's T-share system, and why I'm excited from seeing this massive dip in price. Now, as far as PulseChain's mainnet launch, all I know for sure is that we are very close to launching. I would love to hear your feedback and theories on when you think it may launch. Don't forget to subscribe and turn those notifications on. You don't want to miss one bit of information as soon as it comes out. If you found this info useful, please hit that like button and leave a comment on how I did and any questions you may still have. So thank you everyone, and be on the lookout for the next video so you too can become a king of cryptos.